Hi students, welcome to ACE Online. So in this section, we are going to discuss about RRB CBT-II, environmental related concepts. So in your RRB CBT-II examination, so they will rise around 10 questions, especially from environmental related issues. So that's why you have to focus on the major environmental related concepts. So here it is the first question. What is the primary cause of ozone layer depletion? So carbon dioxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbons, next one sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide. Yes. So primary cause of ozone depletion. First of all, ozone depletion means O3 can be converted into O2 plus O. Okay, so this is called as ozone depletion. Ozone depletion. Ozone depletion. Yes. So here they mention carbon dioxide, next methane, chlorofluorocarbon, sulfur dioxide. Here the correct one is option C only. The reason is if you consider chlorofluorocarbons, it emits chlorine free radicals. Okay, so chlorine free radicals. So what is the impact of chlorine free radical? Each chlorine free radical can collapse 1 lakh ozone molecules. Okay, so 1 lakh ozone molecules. So it can destroy. Okay, so this chlorine free radical can destroy 1 lakh ozone molecules. So that is the impact of chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so from this chemical we are getting chlorine free radicals, right? Next one. One more interesting point. That's why here we have to consider CFC derivative. Actually, CFC is a refrigerating agent. Refrigerating agent. So to reduce chlorofluorocarbons, we initiated one of the protocol. So that was nothing but Montreal. Okay, so Montreal protocol. So in the year of 1987, on September 17th. Okay, so September 16th, we initiated this protocol. So that's why, guys, every year September 16th is considered as World Ozone Day. Okay, so World Ozone Day. So what is the theme of 2025 World Ozone Day? If you know the answer, please comment in the below section. Okay, so please comment in the comment section, right? So what is the theme of World Ozone Day? So 2025 World Ozone Day. Next one. Here it is. Which gas is the largest contributor to the greenhouse effect? So first one methane, next one carbon dioxide, next nitrous oxide, next water vapor. So greenhouse effect, yes. So methane, here they are rising about largest contributor. So methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide and moisture. The correct one is carbon dioxide only. The reason is, guys, here in the atmosphere we have bulk amount of carbon dioxide related derivatives. So according to carbon atlas, in the atmosphere we have 419 ppm of carbon related derivatives, but the threshold limit of this atmosphere is only 450 ppm. It means this atmosphere can sustain or can accommodate only 450 ppm of carbon related derivatives. Okay, so that is the accommodating value of this atmosphere now. But already the world countries reached 419 ppm by 2024. Suppose, okay, so within 5 years, if we fulfill this gap, means remaining 30 ppm of carbon related gases are also evolved by mostly worldwide countries, then what will happen? Climate change will happen. Okay, so climate change climate change will happen. Climate change means, so there is a difference between climate change and weather change. Climate change is a permanent change, means for example, today's morning, okay, so today's morning at 7 a.m. what is the temperature in the atmosphere? Just for sake of our convenience, its value is 25 degrees centigrade. So what about 12 p.m. 12 okay, so 12:30 p.m. its temperature is, okay, so around 40 degrees centigrade. Next, what about 6 p.m. around 28 degrees centigrade, like that. It means here temperature increases at the same time decreases, na? So this increasing or decreasing phenomena we can observe on weather change, mostly during the period of weather change. But if we get a climate change, there is no possibility of decreasing the temperature. Once we attain 30 degrees, there is no possibility to attain the bounce back, na? So bounce back, right? So that is the meaning of climate change. That is the meaning of climate change. It completely depends upon the carbon related derivatives. So in this atmosphere we have bulk amount of carbon related derivatives. Because of that mostly this earth becomes somewhat hotter, right? So the responsible chemicals are called as greenhouse gases. Almost all these are greenhouse gases derivatives, but the major one is carbon dioxide only. And here one more interesting point, if you observe, if you consider sun and earth, mostly solar radiation incident on the atmosphere, na? Daytime it receives the solar radiation, and nighttime all this solar radiation getting to be bounce back like this, okay? So bounce back like this. But here the problem is some of the atmospheric gases, okay, means carbon related gases are occupied into the atmosphere. So these gases are called as greenhouse gases, okay? So greenhouse gases. So when these rays are incident on these greenhouse gases, again these gases are bounce backs towards the earth, okay? So because of that, here the temperature has been gradually increased, earth becomes somewhat hotter. So because of the existence of this radiation, nighttime almost absorbed radiation, all the absorbed radiation should be bounce back into the space, but these are the barriers. So due to that we are not, okay, so we cannot bounce back almost all these rays into the atmosphere, na? So again these rays are bounce backs towards the earth. So this phenomenon is called as global warming, okay? So global warming. So this global warming phenomena caused by greenhouse gases, okay? So greenhouse gases, which radiation is majorly responsible for that? Infrared radiation, that too shorter waves, okay? So shorter waves. Here lambda value of infrared radiation is mostly very low, so that's why its energy, okay, so energy is somewhat high. So this type of shorter waves, shorter infrared radiation incident on the earth. Next, here after some extent, because of the effect of greenhouse gases, all these radiation bounce backs towards the earth, na? So this is nothing but here also infrared radiation, but these are longer waves, okay? So longer waves, and energy of these waves are very less. Why? Because these two are inversely proportional according to quantum theory. Of course you already know almost all these things now. Next, what are the greenhouse gases? Greenhouse gases, mostly carbon dioxide. Next, nitrous oxide. Next one, methane, okay? So methane, chlorofluorocarbons. Next, HCFC, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, hydrobromofluorocarbons. Next, hydrofluorocarbons, sulfur hexafluoride. So perfluoroolefins, perfluoroolefins, next ground level ozone, next one moisture, okay, so moisture. So almost all these things are responsible for responsible for global warming. Now, these are all considered as greenhouse gases. So here the quantity of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere would be very high. So that's why it is the major responsible for that. So what about the remaining one? Here its quantity would be somewhat less. So that's why compared with carbon dioxide, so remaining gases are not considered as the major responsible one. But suppose if we imagine carbon dioxide related derivatives are also same quantity, means all the gases in the atmosphere we have the same quantity or same volume, then which one can rises this planet temperature? Okay, so then guys we have to, okay, so only then we should consider global warming potential. So this phenomena, global warming potential. So this global warming potential values are always compared with carbon dioxide only. Compared with carbon dioxide, how many times remaining gases rises this planet temperature? Means in this atmosphere, let's imagine in this atmosphere we have only carbon dioxide. Then how much amount of temperature can be rise? Okay, so that would be considered like 1 unit. Okay, so just a matter of 1 unit, just for sake of our convenience we should consider 1 unit. Suppose if we replace almost all the carbon dioxide related derivatives with nitrous oxide, okay, so nitrous oxide, next methane related derivatives, okay, so nitrous oxide derivatives, almost all the CO2, then how many times it rises this planet temperature, that too in 100 years? So it can rises around 310 times, 310 times. What about methane? 21 times. Okay, so methane can rises this planet temperature 21 times. Next, compared with carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide rises this planet temperature 310 times. Next, compared with nitrous oxide, what about chlorofluorocarbons? So 10,200 times, 10,200 times. Which one is having highest global warming potential? Nothing but SF6, sulfur hexafluoride, 23,900 times, 23,900 times. So this is the total concept about global warming related concepts. Now, so here the correct one is option B. Okay, so option B only, option B only. Okay, right. So next one. Eutrophication in water bodies is caused by excess. Actually, in runoff water, okay, so if you observed in runoff water, here because of heavy rainfall or floods, whatever it is, mostly in some ponds we observe the runoff water, right? So in this runoff water, excess of nutrients we can observe, okay, excess of nutrients. So because of this excess of nutrients, here some kind of algae can be survived, na? Algae can be survived, algae. So algae growth would be somewhat high. Then to survive this algae, it required some oxygen. Initially in this water we have oxygen related derivatives, that is called as DO, dissolved oxygen. So dissolved oxygen, when the growth of algae can be raised, what will happen? Almost the existed oxygen related derivatives can be reduced. Na? So it means the amount of oxygen can be reduced, then only BOD value, biological oxygen demand, can be raised. So then only algae content has been increased, na? Growth has been increased. Na? This is called as algal bloom. Okay, algal bloom. So suppose if we, okay, here oxygen related derivatives has been decreased, na? This is called as hypoxia. Okay, hypoxia means the less amount of oxygen related derivatives. So why this type of phenomena was caused? Because of excess nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen, So what are the essential elements for plants growing? NPK. So these fertilizers we have to use 4:2:1 ratio only, 4:2:1 ratio. So which is the best nitrogen supplier? The best nitrogen supplier is ammonia. Okay, so ammonia. How much amount of nitrogen is existed here? Around 83%. Okay, so 83. What about urea? In urea, guys, we have only 46% of nitrogen, 46% of nitrogen. So nitrogen is responsible for plant growing, phosphorus is responsible for different kind of yields, nothing but formation of flowers or formation of fruits, whatever it is. Okay, so that one is majorly caused by phosphorus. So finally here eutrophication majorly caused by option B, nitrogen and phosphorus, because of excess nutrients. Okay, excess nutrients, mostly we are getting. Okay, so because of excess nutrients we are getting this type of derivatives, na, eutrophication, right? Next, the Chipko movement in India was aimed at promoting organic farming, protecting forest from deforestation, reducing plastic waste. Next one, conserving wetlands. So promoting organic farming. So for that we are not having this type of derivatives. Actually this is concerns to protecting forest from deforestation. Okay, so deforestation. So here the correct one is option B only. When was this movement initiated? If you know the answer, please comment. Next, which international agreement aims to phase out ozone depleting substances? Ozone depleting substances. Actually guys, the thickness of, okay, so here they mention Kyoto Protocol, Paris Pact, Montreal Protocol, Ramsar Convention. Option C is the right answer. Okay, so Montreal Protocol. So on every year 16th September is considered as World Ozone Day, na? World Ozone Day. So actually ozone thickness is thickness of ozone, thickness of ozone layer is 300 Debson units, 300 Debson units. What about now? So it has been reduced around 100, just like that, na? Because of chlorofluorocarbons. Not only chlorofluorocarbons, halogens are also there. Next, chlorine, bromine related derivatives are also responsible. Methyl bromide. So number of chemical derivatives we have. So the major responsible one is chlorofluorocarbons only. So this is the major responsible one, and it emits chlorine free radical. So that's why to protect the ozone layer, especially from chlorofluorocarbons, we initiated one of the protocol on 16th September 1987, that is called as Montreal. Okay, so Montreal Protocol. So what are the major objectives of Montreal Protocol? So we have to phase out CFC derivatives. Okay, so we have to phase out or phase down CFC derivatives, and we have to use alternatives of CFC derivatives, na? So what is the alternative? Okay, so in this conference, guys, they suggested all alternatives also. One of the alternative is HFC. But here the problem is it does not emit any chlorine free radical, but it rises this planet temperature around 11,750 times, na? So this is the global warming potential value of hydrofluorocarbons. So that's why again we initiated Kigali Amendment. Okay, so Kigali Amendment. So this Kigali Amendment was initiated in the region of Kigali, Rwanda, in the year of 2016. According to this Kigali Amendment, so we have to phase down HFC derivatives. Then what is the alternatives of HFC? Okay, so what is the alternatives of HFC? That one is nothing but HFO, hydrofluoroolefins. Okay, hydrofluoroolefins. These are the major alternatives for ozone depleting substances, now, or major alternative for either CFC or HFC derivatives. So that's why here the concept is Montreal Protocol. What about Kyoto Protocol? So this Kyoto Protocol has been initiated in the year of 1997, of course during the period of COP3 conference. According to Kyoto Protocol, we have to reduce greenhouse gases, that to 5%. Here the base year is 1990. So based on 1990, we should reduce 5% of greenhouse gases, na? So that is the major objective of Kyoto Protocol. What about Paris Pact? So this Paris Pact initiated in the year of 2015. 2015 during the moment of COP21 conference. COP21 conference. So what is the major objective of Paris Pact? If you know the answer, please comment. Okay, next Ramsar Convention to protect wetlands, guys. Internationally, we initiated this Ramsar Convention. Na? So every year, February 2nd is considered as World Wetland Day. World Wetland Day. How many wetlands we have? So as of March 2025, how many wetlands are exist in India? 89. Okay, so 89 not wetlands, Ramsar sites. Internationally, Ramsar sites or wetlands are called as Ramsar sites. Na? As of now, we have 89 Ramsar sites, especially in India. Okay, so this much number of wetlands or so Ramsar sites are identified. Na? Yes. Next one. What is the main source of marine plastic pollution? Oil spill, industrial waste, single-use plastic and packing. Next, agricultural runoff. Here the correct one is single-use plastic and packing derivatives. So in the year of 2023, okay, so 5th June, every year 5th June is considered as World Environment Day. World Environment Day, na? World Environment Day. So here the theme is, in the year of 2023, here, the theme is beat the plastic pollution. Okay, so plastic pollution, beat the plastic pollution. So here also same. In the year of 2025 is also same. So plastic pollution, we have to face down the plastic related derivatives. Na? Why? Because if you are not reduces the plastic related pollutants, it impacts on the soil ecosystem, next aquatic ecosystem. Okay, so number of ecosystems are majorly disturbed by this type of plastic related derivatives, na? Plastic related pollutants. Na? So that's why, guys, we have to reduce mostly plastic related constituents. Okay, next what is the thickness? So thickness of the plastic derivatives are indicated in which terms? Microns. 1 micron is equal to 10 power minus 6 meters. 10 power minus 6 meters. Of course, in India, 75, next 100, next 120 microns of single usage plastic were completely banned, officially completely banned. Why? Because these type of derivatives are not suitable for recycling. So not suitable for recycling. Okay, according to Ministry of Forest and Climate Change, whatever it is. So mostly these type of derivatives, especially in India, has been completely banned. So here the correct answer is option C only. Next, identify the correctly matched pair. Basel Convention, Montreal Protocol, Kyoto Protocol, Ramsar Convention. So Ramsar Convention is concerns to wetlands. Okay, so wetlands. So but here they mention about groundwater pollution. That's why it's wrong. Kyoto Protocol, climate change. Of course, it is correct. So Kyoto Protocol was initiated in the year of 1997 during the moment of COP3 conference. So the major objective of Kyoto Protocol is we should reduce greenhouse gases emissions. Okay, so we should reduce greenhouse gases emissions. So that is the major objective of Kyoto Protocol. Na? Kyoto Protocol. Okay, so here the correct one is option C only. Next, what about Montreal Protocol, global warming? So this is not concerns to global warming. Actually, Montreal Protocol is concerns to ozone, protection of ozone layer. Next one, Basel Convention. Okay, so Basel Convention, biodiversity conservation. Actually, guys, for biodiversity conservation, we have CBD, conservation of biological diversity. So in that, some of the conventions are also be there, but here they didn't mention about the concerned derivatives. Now that's why option C is the only correct one here. Okay, so option C is the only correct one here. Next one, the term biodiversity hotspot. Okay, the term biodiversity hotspot. Actually, Basel Convention is concerns to Basel Convention is concerns to. Actually, it concerns to persistence of organic pollutants. Sorry, not persistence. We have different types of waste, right? Different types of wastage derivatives, nuclear waste, medical waste, okay, so clinical waste. So we should not export or import this type of wastage related derivatives. Now why? Because this is completely hazardous to the ecosystem. That's why to control almost all these activities we have one of the convention that is considered as Basel Convention. Basel Convention. Stockholm Convention is also be there. So it is concerns to persistence of organic pollutants, around 12 chemicals. So that 12 chemicals were internationally completely prohibited. Na? So what are those? What we call dirty dozen. Dirty dozen. Okay, so the next one, the term biodiversity hotspots refers to regions with, okay, so regions with biodiversity means, bio means different kind of life. Diversity, okay, so sorry, diversity means different kind of life. So different kind of life existed in a particular locations. Na? Suppose if the species number would be somewhat high, okay, so the species richness is mostly high, those locations are considered as, okay, in ecology point of view, those are considered as biodiversity hotspots. Biodiversity hotspots, okay. So here high pollution level, this is wrong. Next, high species richness and endemism. Okay, next one, frequent earthquake, dense human population. But the correct one is option B only, high species richness only. High species richness. For example, in India, where did we have around 20 years back? Where did we have red sandalwood? Only in Andhra Pradesh. So that is one of the biodiversity hotspot. Na? Biodiversity hotspot. So next. Neelakurinji plantation across the world only we observed in the locations of Karnataka and Kerala border region. Na? So that is also one of the biological or biodiversity hotspot. Next one, the 3R to manage waste R. Actually guys, this is the symbol of recycling. Na? This is the symbol of recycling. Okay, symbol of recycling. In recycling methods, we are using generally 3R concept. Okay, so 3R means reduce, reuse, recycle. So reduce, reuse, recycle. So we have to reduce the plastic waste, or we have to reuse the plastic related derivatives. Next, we have to recycle the plastic related constituents. Na? So that is the meaning of 3R principle, especially for management of plastic waste. Next one, which pollutant cause Minamata disease? Actually, Minamata is caused by, here they mention lead, mercury, arsenic, cadmium. No? Minamata is caused by mercury. Okay, so mercury. Of course, we have Minamata convention also. So this the first case of Minamata was founded in the region of Japan. Okay, so Japan. Of course, here the correct answer is option B only. So Japan. In Japan, guys, we have one of the island. In this island, okay, so the name of the island is Minamata. Okay, name of the island is Minamata. So in this we have PVC. Okay, so in this Minamata island we have PVC industries. PVC means polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride industries. Na? Polyvinyl chloride industries. Next one, some of the coal mine industries are also there. Okay, so coal mine industries and thermal power plants are also there. Thermal power plants and some of the volcanoes. So volcanoes, okay. So almost all these type of constituents we have. So in PVC industries, we are using mercuric oxide as a catalyst. Next, this type of mercury we can also observe especially from coal mines and at the same time from the thermal power plants also, even from volcanoes eruption also we are getting some of the mercury related constituents. Na? So these mercury waste directly dumped into, okay, after usaging of this type of derivatives, mostly mercury oxide is directly dumped into seawater. So those type of constituents are consumed by fishes. Those fishes are, okay, nothing but aquatic life. So those aquatic life mostly consumed by aquatic animals are consumed by Japanese. So first time they get this disease, na. So first they notice this disease in the region of mostly the surrounding region of this island. Because of that, so this island nomenclature was suggested for the disease, right? So due to that, it is considered as minimeta disease. Suppose when we consume mercury, it is deposited in the form of methyl mercury. So this is methyl, okay, so this is methyl mercury, okay, right. So here the correct one is option B only. Suppose consumption of lead, it causes plumbism. Okay, so plumbism causes plumbism. Next, arsenic, it leads to death. Why? Because it is a poisonous element. Next, cadmium. Okay, so cadmium, consumption of cadmium causes itai, right? Itai. So this is also this first case was also founded in the region of Japan only. So finally, so consumption of cadmium, consumption of mercury, these two diseases first founded in the region of Japan only. One is itai and the second one is minimeta. Next one, the Sustainable Development Goal 13, goal number 13 focuses on, clean water and sanitation, climate action, affordable energy, life below water. Actually, due to the effect of Rio plus 20 or third Earth Summit. Okay, so third Earth Summit. So first Earth Summit was initiated in the year of 1992. So in that we considered 21 goals. Next, UNFCCC, this body was also formed. Next, UNCCD body was also formed. Next, CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. So these two bodies, okay, so UNFCC, next CBD. These two bodies are initiated during the period of first Earth Summit. What about UNCCD? It was initiated in the year of 1994. UNFCCC means United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Okay, so the annual meetings of UNFCCC is considered as COP conferences. Nothing but COP3, COP2, Montreal Protocol, not Montreal Protocol, Kyoto Protocol, and Paris Pact. This type of constituents are there. Na? Almost all those things are concerns to UNFCCC. Next, okay, so this is about global warming and UNCCD. So to reduce or to restore degraded land, we have one of the bodies, so that is nothing but UNCCD. So United Nations United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. Next, CBD. CBD is concerns to CBD is nothing but Convention on Biological Diversity. So to protect different types of, okay, to conserve different types of biological derivatives, biological species, we have CBD. Na? So one of the concerned authority, that is nothing but CBD. So it was initiated. Almost all these things are initiated in the region in the year of 1992 during the moment of first Earth Summit. Next, second Earth Summit was conducted in the period of 2002. So in that, guys, we proposed Millennium Development Goals. How many goals we have? 8 goals. Next, Rio plus 20. Rio plus 20 means nothing but third Earth Summit. This is considered as third Earth Summit or Rio plus 20. First Earth Summit was conducted in Rio. So that's why it is treated as first Earth Summit or Rio Summit. So next, second Earth Summit is considered as Rio plus 10 also. Okay, after 10 years, second summit was conducted. Na? That's why Rio plus 10. After 10 years, third Earth Summit was conducted. So that's why it is Rio plus 20. Rio plus 20. So this is the third Earth Summit. So in this third Earth Summit, almost all the countries are implementing SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals. So this is the implementation period, 2015 to 2030. So totally 17 goals we have. 17 goals we have. 17 goals we have. So here they mention about goal number 13. Actually, goal number 13 is concerns to life below water. Life below water. Next, affordable energy. Next, climate actions. Next, clean water and sanitation. Actually, clean water and sanitation is concerns to goal number 6. Next, climate actions. Climate actions is concerns to goal number 13. Goal number 13. So that's why here the right answer is option B only. Next, affordable energy. So this affordable energy goal is nothing but goal number 7. Goal number 7. Last one, life below water. So life below water is concerns to goal number 14. So life on land concerns to goal number 15. So you should by heart almost all the goals. So no poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation. Next, affordable energy, decent works. Okay, suppose if we are not having no poverty, suppose there is no poverty, then what will happen? So zero hunger is possible, na? So if it is zero hunger, suppose if we achieve the zero hunger, then we can achieve good health also. If you have good health, then quality of education is also possible. If we have quality of education, gender equality is also possible, na? So these 5 are one of the set. Next, so clean water. If we have the clean water, then we can get the clean energy. Clean energy. If we have the clean energy, then we can make the economical growth. Okay, so if the growth is high, then we can make the industries and infrastructure also. Suppose if we have the proper infrastructure and industries, then we should reduce. We can reduce the inequalities also. So based on this inequality, okay, reduce the inequality, we can make the required communities also. Na? Next, responsible consumption and production is also possible. So up to here, this is one set. And the third one is climate action. Climate is concerns to air. Next, water related derivatives are concerns to life below water. Water related polluted activities are concerns to life below water. Next, life on land. So this is concerns to land. So here it is land, here it is water, and here it is atmosphere. These 3 are considered as biosphere. Next, peace and justice. Suppose if you are properly implementing almost all these 16 goals, then by the effect of these 16 goals, we can get the 17th one, partnership for the goals. Okay, right. So here the correct one is option B only. So climate actions. Next one, acid rain is caused by emission of acid rain. Acid rain, generally rainwater is not having any color, taste. Okay, so color, taste. Next, and its pH value is also exactly 7. So if you consider rainwater, mostly rainwater, its pH value exactly 7. So exactly 7 means neutral only. It does, okay. So neither basic nor base only. Okay, so not base. Suppose if it is having mostly some kind of pollutants like sulfur dioxide, next nitrogen dioxide and carbon related oxides, then the taste of rainwater can be changed. Na? So nothing but sour taste, its pH value is less than 5.6. Initially rainwater is the purest one, but this is not like that. Why? Because it is an electrical conductor. So when did this type of derivatives act as mostly electrical conductor? So when it is amalgamated with, or when it is doped with some impurities, then only, okay, so mostly only then it acts as electrical conductor. Na? Here it has some impurities. What are those? Sulfur related oxide, nitrogen related, carbon related oxide. So which is major responsible for acid rain? Sulfur. Which is the second most responsible? Nitrogen. So which is the third most responsible one? Carbon related. Okay, so suppose when water reacts with SO2, what we get? Sulfuric acid. Suppose nitrogen dioxide reacts with water, what we get? Nitric acid. What about carbon dioxide? Carbonic acid. So if they raised about concerned gases, we have to consider these things. Suppose if they raised about acids, then we have to consider this one only. So here they mention about oxides. Na? That's why here the correct answer is option B only. Option B only. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide. Next one. Which organism is most affected by biomagnification? So biomagnification. Biomagnification means increasing the poison quantity. Increasing the poison quantity from one organism to another organism. So if you observe producer means here we have some plantation. So when we use DDT, dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, this is a poisonous, right? So how many grass related or how many number of plants we have? Numerous. Okay, some billions of derivatives we have, some billions of grass related derivatives we have. So these are uncountable, right? Uncountable. So when we spray the DDT derivative, then what will happen? So almost this poison level, so these poisonous related chemicals are absorbed by these almost all grass related constituents. Na? So this grass can be generated by the effect of photosynthesis process. Okay, it can make its food on its own. That's why these are considered as producers. So these producers are so these type of grass derivatives are consumed by which one? Insects. So insects. Okay, next these are consumed by which one? Grasshoppers. Grasshoppers or snakes, whatever it is. Okay, so snakes. Next these snakes are consumed by eagle. Okay, consumed by eagle. So these are the primary consumers. Primary consumers. Next these are the secondary consumers. So these are the quaternary consumers. Sorry, tertiary consumers. Okay, so tertiary consumers. So here each grass particle is having so each grass particle is having 1 unit of DDT derivative. But what about insects? Okay, what about insects or rabbits? Rabbits are also consume these derivatives. Na? Rabbits are also consume this type of derivatives. So then what will happen? Here it has only 1 unit. 1 unit of DDT derivative is absorbed by these gases, grass related particles. Na? So but rabbits consume some major quantity. Then here the poison amount dosage has been somewhat increased. Why? Because it consumed let's imagine 100 grasses particles. So how much amount of poison can be deposited here? 100 units. So next these rabbits are consumed by so these rabbits or some of the insects are consumed by snakes. These snakes are consumed by eagle. Means from each and every level mostly the poisonous dosage has been increased. Okay, here 100. Okay, so here 100 units of DDT derivatives are shared by 100 grass particles. But here 100 units of derivative consumed by only one organism. Na? Means dosage has been increased. So this is called as biomagnification. So top predator. So this one, finally this one attains the highest dosage of poisonous related derivatives. Na? So that's why here that is considered as biomagnification. Option C is the right answer here. Next one, the Paris Agreement 2016 aims to limit global temperature rise to. Okay, so Paris Agreement. Actually, this Paris Agreement was initiated during the period of COP21 conference. Okay, so here the major objective is we have to reduce the planet temperature well below 2 degrees centigrade or if possible 1.5 degrees centigrade only. So that's why here we have to consider option B only. Option B only. Actually this conference was initiated in the year of 2015. Okay, so 2015, but outcomes, some of the outcomes you can observe in 16, na? Right. Next, which gas is released during landfill decomposition and contributes to global warming? Okay, so global warming. Generally guys, what are the greenhouse gases? Mostly carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, okay, so nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, this type of derivatives we have, na? So but here they raised about landfill decomposition. If you consider organic waste, when we use anaerobic bacteria, it can be converted into, okay, organic waste, organic waste in presence of mostly organic waste in presence of anaerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, organic waste can be converted into biogas, okay, nothing but methane. So this is one of the global warming gas, na? So that's why here we have to consider option B only. Compared with carbon dioxide, how many times it rises the planet temperature in 100 years? 21 times, according to IPCC reports. Okay, IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, mostly methane can rises this planet temperature around 21 times, okay. Next one, the primary component of biogas is, actually you already know that the meaning of biogas, nothing but methane, okay. So methane, here in methane, guys, we have only one carbon. What about LPG cylinders? It has butane, okay. So butane is having 4 carbons, na, C4H10. Compared with methane, butane is more pollutant, okay. LPG gases are more pollutant because it has excess number of carbon related derivatives, na. Okay, right. Next, what are here the correct answer is methane only. The primary component of biogas is methane only. Around 60% methane we have. Remaining amount, little bit water moisture is also be there, water related moisture also be there, but the major quantity we can observe only methane. So what are the common names of methane? Biogas, right? So biogas. Next, gobar gas, gobar gas. Next, CNG, compressed natural gas. Next, LNG, liquid natural gas. Next, PNG, piped natural gas, okay. So piped natural gas. Next, next one, HCNG. In HCNG also we have hydrogen, around 17 to 19% hydrogen is there. Remaining rest of the derivative is only methane, na? Only methane. Next, oil gas. Next, marsh gas. Even in coal gas also we have methane related derivatives, coal gas. Next, natural gas. Next, polished rice. Even from septic tanks also, guys, we are getting the methane related derivatives, okay. So methane related derivatives. So that's why here the correct answer is option C only. Which layer of the atmosphere contains ozone? Actually, ozone is existed in troposphere, okay. So troposphere, option B is the right answer. Actually, ozone is formed even in troposphere also, okay. So troposphere ozone is also there, but this is called as bad ozone, okay. So bad ozone. So stratosphere ozone is called as good ozone. Good ozone, okay, right. So what is the importance of troposphere and stratosphere ozone? How can we get these two types of derivatives? Actually, this is the good ozone, na? How can we get that? In the atmosphere we have oxygen, right? So oxygen, so in the presence of UVC rays, its range would be 100 nanometers to 280 nanometers. So this oxygen can be converted into ozone. By the effect of UV rays. Okay. Next, what about troposphere? So this ozone can be formed by volatile organic compounds plus oxides of nitrogen. So in presence of sunlight, so from these derivatives we are getting so bad ozone, na? Nothing but ground level ozone, na? This is the global warming gas, okay. So greenhouse gas greenhouse gas. What about this one? It protects the ozone layer. Good ozone, okay, stratospheric ozone can protect the ozone layer, can protect the earth, especially from UV rays, especially from UV rays. So that is the difference between these two things. So that's why here the correct answer is option B only. Option B only. They raised about ozone layer, not ground level ozone. If they mention ground level ozone, then we have to consider troposphere only. Next, which of the following is the terror of Bengal? Terror of Bengal. So banyan tree, next water hyacinth, next hydrilla, next so Vallis nerea. Yes, so here the correct answer is, mostly in West Bengal, guys, we can observe this type of derivatives on the water bodies, okay. So mostly this type of derivatives. So water hyacinth, okay. So this is one of the plantation. So because of these derivatives, water can be polluted, water can be polluted. Even in our villages also, we can observe this type of this type of plantation, okay. So water hyacinth. So this is the scientific name, Cornea crassips. Okay, so this is the scientific name of water hyacinth. So and this is also treated as terror of Bengal. Terror of Bengal. So because of the existence of these derivatives, it increases the BOD value. It increases the BOD value and decreases the oxygen level. So when oxygen level has been decreased, then what we call water pollution. Water pollution. Next, the red book document, the red data book documents air quality, threatened species, fossil fuel reserves, next water pollution sources. It indicates threatened species. Actually, so this data has been published by IUCN, International Union of Conservation of Nature. International Union of Conservation of Nature. So on this planet we have different flora and fauna derivatives, different types of plantation and different types of animals. So by the effect of some reasons, okay, nothing but some pollution related derivatives, most of the ecosystem has been impacted. So then some of the animals are enlisted under endangered category. Endangered means they are ready to extinct, okay, ready to reduce their population. So to indicate almost all this information across the world, as of now we have more than 43,000 flora and fauna derivative enlisted under this IUCN red data book. Here you can observe that. Here you can observe that totally it has 9 categories. Okay, so 9 categories. So not evaluated, data deficient, least concern, near threatened, vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, extinct in the wild. Next, extinct. Extinct means there is no that kind of animals or plantation, whatever it is. So if we move towards upward, so mostly risk factor can be increased. So especially IUCN indicates about threatened categories, critically endangered, vulnerable, so like that, vulnerable like that. Best example, African cheetahs. African cheetahs are concerns to vulnerable category. Its population is around 8,000. What about Asian cheetahs? Asian cheetahs are critically endangered. Why? Because Asian cheetahs are Asian cheetahs we have around 30 to 40 only. That too in Iran, that's why its population is very less. Because of that, IUCN enlisted under the category of critically endangered. So that's why here the correct answer is option B only. Threatened species. Next one, correct the following: carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur. Which of the above is or emissions from coal combustion at thermal power plants? So in thermal power plants, guys, we have different types of coal varieties. Peat, next lignite, next bituminous. Okay, so bituminous. Next one, anthracite. Okay, anthracite. So peat, lignite, bituminous, anthracite. So mostly we are using peat. Peat has a coal variety, especially for the production of power in the thermal power plant. Na? So India, even in India also we are using bituminous, sub-bituminous, next lignite only. Okay, so lignite. Suppose if you are using these type of derivatives, then what we get? So sulfur related oxides, nitrogen related oxides. So these are the major pollutants. Na? Sulfur related, nitrogen related are the major pollutants. So here we have to consider. Next, carbon related pollutants are also be produced. Na? Yes, so here the correct answer is option D only. Option D only. 1, 2, 3. These three are responsible for that. Okay. So this is the total conclusion about today's class. So in today's class, guys, we are discussed some of the concepts, some of the major concepts about environmental related issues. You should also focus on, okay, for your examination, you should focus on greenhouse gases, next ozone layer. Okay, so these two are very important. What is meant by greenhouse gas? Right, how can it rises this planet temperature, which is the major responsible one. Next, what is the importance of global warming potential? Kyoto Protocol, Paris Pact, COP related conferences. So COP 29 conference. Okay, COP 29 conference was also are already conducted in the region of Baku, Azerbaijan, capital of Azerbaijan. Next, COP 30, mostly Brazil. Okay, so COP 30 Brazil. Okay, so Brazil. So next COP 26, 27, 28, you should focus almost all this information. Next, to reduce greenhouse gases, we have some of the protocols, na? Kyoto Protocol, next Paris Pact. What are the major objectives of these two things? Next, next one, what kind of alternatives we have? Means where did we get these greenhouse gases? Majorly from fossil fuels. So what is the alternatives for fossil fuels? Renewable energy sources. Okay, renewable energy sources. So what are the renewable energy sources? Solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. Next one, waste to energy. Next, green hydrogen. Next, wave energy. Next one, ocean thermal energy conversion. Next, geothermal energy. What about nuclear energy? Nuclear energy is treated as a non-fossil fuel, non-fossil fuel. Okay, so what kind of derivatives are considered? What kind of energy sources are considered under renewable and non-renewable? Next, in non-renewable, again it has been classified into two types. So one is fossil fuel, petroleum. Next, okay, so energy sources are classified into renewable energy. Next, non-renewable energy. Non-renewable energy. Again, these non-renewable energy sources are classified into two types. One is fossil fuel, second one is non-fossil fuels. So what is meant by fossil fuels? Okay, so what are the examples for that? What about non-fossil fuels? So what are the examples for non-fossil fuels? So you should know about almost all this information. Okay. Next, ozone layer. How can we get the ozone? What is the importance of UV layer to formation of ozone layer? Next, what UV layer is also, okay, UV rays are also classified into, not UV layer, UV rays. UV rays are classified into three types: UVA, UVB, UVC. So UVB rays are also responsible for ozone depletion. UVC rays are responsible for ozone formation. Okay, next, what is the thickness of ozone layer? So next, ozone hole. Where did we observe ozone hole? Okay, so ozone hole. In the year of 1985-86, we first identified ozone hole in the region of Antarctica. So which chemical is, or which one is responsible for that? Polar stratospheric clouds. What kind of chemicals are exist in these polar stratospheric clouds? Mostly chlorine and nitrogen related oxides. Nitrogen related oxides are majorly existed, especially in this type of derivatives. Nitric oxide derivatives are exist in that. So because of these derivatives, guys, ozone layer has been depleted. So what is meant by polar vortex? Suppose if we have the polar vortex at the region of poles, ozone thickness has been gradually reduced. So almost all this type of information you have to focus. Okay, you have to focus. Next, primary pollutants, secondary pollutants. Okay, so next some of the protocols, conventions. Okay, next wetlands. So how many wetlands we have? So this type of information, basic information is sufficient for that. So if you observe thermal power plants, what are the major pollutants? If you consider nuclear power plant, is it emitting any type of pollutant? Next, if you observe hydrogen flex fuels or fuel cell vehicles, what are the exhaust from that? So what are the major exhaust from motor vehicles? Nothing but carbon monoxide. Okay, we are getting carbon monoxide. Na? You should also focus on CO and CO2. Okay, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. What are the importance of CO? So suppose if we consume CO, then what will happen? Based on the consumption level, it leads to death also. More than 1000 ppm, it causes. Okay, so it can form mostly carboxyhemoglobin. This complex can be observed in the body, right? So this complex is responsible for restriction of oxygen transport in the human body. Okay, it stops the oxygen transport. Due to that, mostly the concerned person will die. So this is the impact of carbon monoxide. So next, you should also focus on in the year of 2021, WHO, World Health Organization, revised some of the pollutant standard levels. Now, what is the permissible level of CO in the atmosphere? What about nitrogen dioxide? What about carbon dioxide? What about sulfur dioxide? What about particulate matter 2.5, which is the most polluted city? Based on the latest report, which is the most polluted city? So just for sake of our convenience, you have to focus even some of the points which is the most polluted city based on the latest report. You should focus on it. Okay, so this is the total conclusion about today's class. So this is Lankeshwar Rao, Energy Environment faculty. I wish you all the best, guys. You have to, before going to examination, you should focus on these areas. Definitely you will get 10 out of 10, especially from environmental related concepts. Na? Thank you. I wish you all the best.